Several states are reporting food stamps delays. I want to bring you a list of those states and see if yours is on the list and what that means for your benefits. Also, the Hot Food Act is gaining momentum in Congress. This is a bipartisan legislation that will allow SNAP beneficiaries to use their EBT cards to purchase hot foods. This is a big deal. I'm going to give you the full update on that, and you will want to stay till the end of this video because I have an update on extra food stamps. Some states have started issuing extra food stamps again. Yes, extra food stamps went away early this year, but states are bringing it back. So I'm going to give you a list of the states that are going to be issuing the benefits in 2024. So this is what I want to cover today. I want to give you a full update on these SNAP delays that are happening to beneficiaries where SNAP benefits are being delayed as much as 60 days in some states. There is 7 organizations that are issuing free Christmas assistance to SNAP beneficiaries. I want to give you a list of those organizations and how you can apply. And then most importantly, I want to share with you how you can find local organizations in your area that are still issuing Christmas assistance. So a lot of organizations locally issue Christmas benefits all the way up to Christmas. So I want to show you how you can go online and specifically search for those in your local area. I want to talk about the Hot Food Act of 2023 and why this is a game changer for SNAP recipients. And then if you're an adult receiving food stamps benefits, there are work requirements that are coming in 2024. Yes, another work requirement coming up again. I want to give you the full update on that. So let's get right to it. But before we get started, if you're new to this channel, I want you to hit the subscribe button because all we do is bring you the latest news and updates about SNAP benefits. Anything in and out of Congress that will affect your benefits, we want to bring it to you. So let's get right to it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the SNAP delays that are happening across the country. So we went and looked at news articles that are highlighting this growing problem. And as you can see, this is happening in a lot of places. There's more news here. You can see in Texas, as the holiday approaches, agency tries to quicken SNAP access in Texas. Over 12,000 Alaskans are waiting on critical food as the backlog continues. And then there's delays in Raleigh, North Carolina. This is just a few of the headlines that we've been able to pull up. And there are some specific details. You know, for example, in New York City, there's a 60-day plus delay in benefits for some people. And as this particular court is talking about, delays are crazy. In thousands of cases, people are waiting more than 60 days. And in some cases, as long as 150 days. And this is according to marketplace.org. And then in Georgia, 25% of applicants are delayed. So if you apply for food stamps today in Georgia, 25% of applications are being delayed. And this is a big one, 66% of recertification. So if you live in Georgia and you're trying to renew your benefits, there are chances that 2/3 of those applications, those recertifications, those renewals are going to be delayed. Why is this happening? Well, because of staff shortages, technology issues, but it's happening in a lot of states, and it's affecting renewals and recertifications. It's affecting new applications, and then those of you who have your SNAP benefits stolen and you're trying to get a replacement, it's also affecting those cases. So in Georgia, for example, this particular article from a local news network, WSAV Local News, talks about the story of Philip Green, who has just been waiting for his benefits and has been impacted by this backlog and are wondering when are their benefits going to come in. So if you live in the States and you have not received your food stamps benefits, or there's been a delay in the last 3 months in benefits, we want to hear from you. As I said, I showed you all the headlines that have come in all over the country. We want to understand the full scale of this problem so that we can then do our own research and bring you steps that you can take to get this fixed. So if you've not received your benefits or you've been impacted by the SNAP delay, let us know in the comment section below. So let's get to the next story. This is about free Christmas assistance. Now, before I go any further, I want to say 2 things. Number one, a lot of these organizations have deadlines, so you have to apply as soon as possible. Some of them may have even passed. That's why I want to help you to give you a full demonstration of what you can do to go online to find local organizations in your area that are still issuing SNAP Christmas free assistance of toys, of gifts, of food for Christmas assistance, and you can get that now if you act immediately. So let's see these national organizations that are issuing free Christmas assistance. It starts with the ELF Free Toy Program. This is a national nonprofit organization that helps underprivileged children receive gifts during Christmas. The way it works is that the organization helps families write letters through the Santa program through the USPS. So individuals can then adopt a real letter and then send the gift directly to the child. So there's no middle person in this program. You get your child to write, the letter, then somebody would then adopt that letter and then send you the gift. So go to beanelf.org for more details. The second program is Toy for Tots. Now, Toy for Tots runs across the country. You have to go to their website at toyfortots.org, find a local chapter in your area, and here's how it works. They work to help the less fortunate get gifts during the holidays. So they are locally based. They work with local agencies to get unwrapped Christmas toys and gifts for kids. So first, you have to go to their website, find a local chapter, and then apply through them, and then they will match you that way. The third organization is the Salvation Army, a very familiar organization, and they also do a lot, but one of the things they also do is offer Christmas assistance. And so they have two programs to do this, the Adopt a Family and then the Angel Tree program. In addition, most local organizations of the Salvation Army always offer some type of food basket, toy drives, meals or free gifts given to during the Christmas holidays. So go to salvationarmyusa.org and find a local chapter and then enroll either in the Angel Tree program or the Adopt a Family program. As I said, some of these deadlines may be approaching, so you have to act quickly. And then you have Santa's Helpers Foundation. Now, their deadline passed on December 10th, but what they do is each year they donate food, clothing, and gifts to low-income families during the holiday season. Even though the deadline has passed, I still want you to go to the website because some of these organizations may have extensions in the local area that will allow you to still participate. And then we have the USPS, the Postal Service Santa Operations Program. For 100 years, the USPS has been running this program. The initiative allows children and families from all over the country to write letters to Santa during their, listing their Christmas wishes. And then the USPS's mission is to then answer these letters. So once the letter is received, a generous individual adopts the letter, and then they help make this holiday wish come through. So to get more details, go to USPSOperationSanta.com to sign up. And then lastly, we have the free Christmas trees from the Christmas Tree Project. This Christmas Tree Project is a non-profit organization that helps bring the Christmas spirit to families in need. Their mission is to provide decorated Christmas trees to families who can afford them. So they are one of the largest organizations that does this. You have to go to their website at thechristmastreeproject.org and then request a tree. As you can see, there is a yellow button there you can click on to request a tree. So there are local organizations that are also issuing Christmas assistance benefits, toys, gifts, food, and the best way to locate them is to go to Eventbrite. So go to eventbrite.com and then type in, toy giveaways or Christmas assistance, free food for Christmas, and you will see a list of the local organization. Most of them put their events on Eventbrite. That's why it's the best way to search locally to find out, because there are a ton of local organizations that are blessing people during the holidays. But the way to search for them, the best way is through Eventbrite. And as you can see, we did the search that we're showing you from Georgia, and we put in toy giveaways, and a whole bunch of organizations popped up that you can go and you see some of the deadlines are December 16th, December 17th, December 16th, December 24th, December 16th. So these things are still happening in your local area. So it is best to go there early, search for them, sign up so that you can be a beneficiary. Now, this is the biggest thing I want to cover today, is the 2023 Hot Food Act. I think this is going to be a game changer if it gets approved, and there's momentum. There's a bipartisan momentum on this legislation, so let's get right to it. So this is something that was started by U.S. Senator from Colorado, Michael Bennet, introduced this Hot Food Act to be passed into the Farm Bill. Now, the Farm Bill is a legislation that approves the food stamps and other nutrition programs. And I think it has to be approved every 5 or 10 years. So it is up for renewal now. And Michael Bennet is trying to get the Hot Food Act passed as part of the Farm Bill. So what does this mean? Well, it allows low-income, disabled, and elderly SNAP recipients purchase prepared food with their EBT cards. This change will allow all SNAP recipients to use their benefits to purchase cold prepared food, heated foods, and hot meals at eligible stores. This is a big deal, so let's get into it. So currently, 100 lawmakers, bipartisan lawmakers, are pushing for the passage of this act. If the Hot Food Act gets passed in 2023 in the Farm Bill, over 41 million SNAP recipients will have access to purchase hot food, prepared food such as rotisserie chicken with their benefits. Now, let's get into the details of why this is a big deal. Currently, as you may know, you can only use your food stamps benefits to buy fruits and vegetables, meat, poultry and fish, dairy products, breads and cereals, and other foods such as snack foods and non-alcoholic beverages. You can also use your SNAP to buy seeds and plants, which you can produce food for the household to eat. However, you cannot use your SNAP benefits to buy hot food. In addition, you cannot use SNAP to buy beer, wine, some stuff you already know, cigarettes, liquor, tobacco, vitamins, medicines, supplements, live animals except shellfish, and you cannot use it to buy pet food, cleaning supplies, or hygienic items. So as you can see, there's a very limited list of goods that you can use, list of foods you can use your SNAP benefits to buy, and that does not include prepared food unless your state runs the restaurant meals program. This is a program that enables SNAP recipients to use their benefits to buy prepared food at authorized restaurants. It enables recipients who generally cannot prepare food to be able to then use their SNAP to buy food. And it's a very narrow group of people, and a state has to apply to be part of this program. So not all states offer the restaurant meals program, and it only applies to 3 categories of people. People who are 60 years or older, people who have a disability, people who are homeless, or people who, a spouse of somebody who is homeless or have a disability or 60 years or older. Those are the narrow group of people who can participate in the restaurant meals program, and your state has to offer it. And currently, only 10 states, actually 9 states, offer it. Arizona, Maryland, New York, California, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Virginia, Michigan, and Illinois. And some of them don't offer it in the entire state. For instance, in Illinois, only Cook and Franklin counties offer it. And in Rhode Island, only Providence and Washington counties offer it. So it is a very limited program offered to a very limited population. So what this legislation does from Michael Bennet is to bring the Hot Food Act to cover all SNAP beneficiaries nationally. You don't have to fall into this narrow group of people. And the reason is that, and let me read a little bit of what he wrote in his release. The Supplemental Nutrition Program, which is SNAP, food stamps, contains an outdated provision that limits SNAP purchases to foods designed for take-home preparation and consumption, or cold prepared foods. The Bipartisan Hot Food Act will remove this prohibition, allowing families to use SNAP benefits to purchase hot foods such as prepared rotisserie chicken, hot sandwiches, and soups. Of the more than 42 million SNAP recipients, almost 70% of participants are children, elderly, and those with disability. The ability to purchase hot food or hot foods ready for immediate consumption will provide enormous flexibility for these people. This is a big deal because, as you can see, 70% of SNAP recipients are people who actually need this to happen because it makes food access very easy for this population. So what I did was, as I said, there are bipartisan support for this legislation. So Congresswoman Grace Meng, who is from New York, the 6th District, put out a press release that is supported by other Congress people. So I wanted to give you a few of the quotes of the amount of support that this has. And then some big organization that are trying to address the hunger problem in the United States are also behind this legislation. So I selected a few of these quotes for you to see what this act means to these members of Congress and why they're all pushing for it. And as I mentioned, it is a bipartisan effort. So families throughout the U.S. rely on SNAP benefits to make sure they have enough food. Restricting a working mom by allowing her to buy a frozen rotisserie chicken but not a hot one is nonsensical and wrong. That is Congresswoman Meng. Then another quote that she has is that the Hot Food Act simply removes the prohibition from purchasing hot foods in SNAP. This reform will provide recipients the flexibility they need to provide the most nutritious meal possible to their family. I look forward to streamlining this program for more than millions of SNAP recipients in the United States. And then Representative Fitzpatrick said this: more than millions in the United States rely on SNAP to purchase of healthy food and nutritious food, and those families deserve greater flexibility with how they are able to utilize their benefits. And then you have Representative Garabino. Right now, a working mom struggling to feed their family is permitted to purchase a cold sandwich for her kids using SNAP benefits, but prohibited from buying soup or rotisserie chicken to ensure they get a hot meal. And then Representative Spanberger. Right now, working Virginians can use SNAP to buy warm chicken or prepared food from a grocery store. They cannot. That means a single parent on their way home from work can't swing by the store and pick up rotisserie chicken using SNAP dollars. So you can see there's a theme here that people are talking about. And then there are two important organizations that are backing this. The First Focus Campaign for Children. Children deserve nutritious access to food without unnecessary stipulation or artificial barriers. And then you have Feeding America. Feeding America supports the Hot Food Act, which would give people the option to use SNAP benefits to purchase hot and prepared foods. So my point in highlighting all this is to show you that there are a lot of organizations that are backing this legislation, and it's a bipartisan effort, and the Farm Bill is before Congress, and hopefully this is passed. And then finally, from the CEO of City Harvest, regardless of income, all families should be allowed to use their grocery budget to access the food they need and want in a desirable and usable form. With so many families struggling to find time to prepare meals or to navigate limited kitchen space, the Hot Food Act will help more of New York City neighborhoods put dinner on their tables and will make food assistance more equitable. So, that is the Hot Food Act. What do you think? Do you support this legislation? Would the Hot Food Act make a difference in how you use SNAP benefits? Let us know in the comments section below. We want to hear from you and how you feel about this. And then, extra food stamps. This is something that has been a big deal for years since COVID started. Extra food stamps were issued for close to about 2.5 years. And a lot of you relied on that. You were getting either the minimum benefits that you were supposed to get to $95, or you were getting the maximum for the category that you were in. And it was great for a lot of people because the inflation that people were experiencing with food prices going up and staying up, extra food stamps were a lifesaver for a lot of people. And then the pandemic was officially declared ended by the president, and then so went the extra food stamps. That did not change what people were experiencing in terms of inflation and record food prices. So some states have taken the matters into their own hands and are issuing extra food stamps. I want to talk to you about that. This is a trend that we see continuing in 2024. So if your state is not listed, know that we're going to stay on top of this story and bring you more information about states that are continuing to do this and new states that are being added. So, as of December 2023, the states that have approved the issuance of extra food stamps are Washington, D.C. and New Jersey. So this means that if you live in the District of Columbia and New Jersey, you will receive the state-funded extra SNAP benefits in 2024. Now, how is this going to work? Well, Washington, D.C. SNAP recipients can expect to receive 10% increase in their monthly food stamps in 2024. That's a big deal. The District of Columbia will increase SNAP benefits starting in January 1st, 2024 and run through September 30th, 2024. This change comes as a result of legislation passed called the Give SNAP a Raise Amendment Act of 2022. So that was passed in Washington, D.C. This increase will be equal to 10% of a SNAP household's federal monthly allotment. So whatever you are getting as a federal benefit, let's say your family gets $400, you will get an extra $40 from the District of Columbia on top of your $400 from the federal government. So that is how it's going to work in D.C. Now let's look at what is happening in New Jersey. So in New Jersey, SNAP recipients will be receiving the minimum of $95 in monthly SNAP benefits throughout 2024. This means that if your monthly benefit is less than $95, you will get $95. I know a lot of you have been commenting, especially those of you on Social Security, that you're only getting the minimum of $23. Well, if you live in New Jersey, you're going to get bumped up to $95, which for a lot of you is a meaningful, it's a meaningful amount of money to be able to at least buy one trip of grocery to the grocery store. So if you live in New Jersey, you're being bumped to the $95 minimum maximum for SNAP. So if you're receiving $23, expect to get $95 if you live in Jersey. The fourth thing I want to cover is the work requirement that is coming up for some SNAP beneficiaries, and this is happening again. There has been a work requirement change in 2023 already, and there is more coming in 2024. So let me explain what this is about. So currently, before all this change happened, if you were between the ages of 18 and 50, you already had to show, if you are receiving SNAP benefits and you have no dependents, and you are between the ages of 18 and 50, you have to show that you're working at least 80 hours a month, or pursuing an education, or you are getting training to qualify for SNAP benefits for more than 3 months. Well, there was a lot of noise in Congress this year about budget cuts and trying to balance the budget and deal with the deficit. So they go to what they like to go to best, which is, go and take money away from vulnerable populations who actually need the money. So this year, if you paid attention, the Republicans in Congress made a big deal before the debt ceiling was increased about cutting food stamps, and they were able to get some concessions out of the Democrats, and this is what this legislation did. So as of October 1st, 2023, able-bodied childless workers who were aged 51 and 52 years old also needed to meet the work requirement. Remember, previously, it only impacted people who were age 18 and 50. Now they've increased it to age 51 and 52. So basically, age 18 to 52 years old, as of October 1st, 2023, you have to show that you're working 80 hours a month, pursuing an education, or are in a training program to qualify for SNAPs for more than 3 months. Now there's going to be another change. So in October this year, 2024, there's going to be a new requirement for the same group. So this is going to impact adults without children who are receiving SNAP benefits. That age requirement that was bumped to 52 years is now going to go to 54. So as of October 1st, 2024, anybody between the ages of 18 and 54 years old who does not have children or dependents will have to show that they are working 80 hours a month, pursuing an education, or are in a training program, approved training program, to qualify for SNAP for more than 3 months in 3 years. That's the part that I forgot to include earlier. That will allow you to qualify for SNAP more SNAP in 3 years. So it's not just that you qualify for 3 months. You have to qualify, you can only receive it in that 3-year period. That is why this legislation is important. My computer is running out of battery, so I need to plug my charger in. All right, here we go. So that is the change that is coming, and that is who it's going to affect. Now, why is this happening? Well, this is part of the changes that the Republicans wanted to affect the food stamps program, and the president signed as part of the Fiscal Responsibility Act in June. So, as I explained, if you're able-bodied adults, this is what you have to pay attention to, because it's going to affect how much benefits you can get. So let's move on to the next item. Other changes in SNAP that are coming up in 2024 include increase in benefits, which you should have received already in 2023. There was a 12% COLA increase, cost of living adjustment increase, that hit in October. And what this means is that in the U.S., for a family of 4, you are allowed a maximum benefit of $973. And then for Alaska, it went up from $1,248 to $1,937. In Guam, it will be $1,434 for a family of 4. And then U.S. Virgin Island, it is $1,251. The only place that did not get a bump in SNAP benefits this year was Hawaii, where a family of 4 will see their maximum benefits of $1,759, which is a reduction of what it was before. And then the shelter cap also increased to $672 for the lower 48 states and Washington, D.C. So those are the changes that are coming for SNAP benefits. So that is all I have to cover today. If you have any questions or comments about anything that I covered today, hit us in the comment section below. If you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button for more posts like this. Until we see you in the next video, thank you for watching.